a funny one today. My game plan was to be in Kentucky this morning. I'm very far from Kentucky. I still got 7, 8 hours to go. So what happened, I was supposed to get off work at 7 o'clock last night, hit the road. My plan was to be in Kentucky by daylight, just drive all night. Well, there's a little snowstorm that kind of swept across the Appalachian Mountains here, and it's going to deter me from making it there in time. So I opted on the side of safety, figured I'd get some rest, sleep in my own bed, not try to drive through that mess, and might as well hunt somewhat local this morning. I did put a couple hours road time in this morning, but we're going to hunt a little local here, and I got fresh snow on the ground, probably only about an inch where I'm at. Got to my parking lot spurt first, which is a surprise because I'm not terribly early. Maybe the weather kind of keeping some people away. Hopefully, that'd be great. But looking forward to it. We got a lot planned on this one. I got basically 2 weeks on the road. It's gonna be fun. We'll see how it goes.
Very quiet. Very gray. Pretty breezy. Ain't no turkey goblin. Questioning whether this was a good idea. I cannot take a step in this snow quietly. It just ain't happening. We've made it to Kentucky, and we're just now getting our boots on the ground. Just an area that felt good on the map. That's all I got. It's going with the gut instinct on this.
First morning in Kentucky.
All right, nothing's gobbling really close. But it sounds like there's a lot going on out in front of me. Might be across the road, might be on the other side of the wildlife area. It's pretty far. There's one bird a hair closer than the others. I'm so confused. Cross the road, get over to the other side. Bird gobbling up this way behind me. Start moving on in. Dude just gobbled 4 times. Like down on the road. Fuck. Heard a couple turkeys gobble, and I am not remotely in the game. Like, not even close. Got a hen yelping to me. Finally got a bird to gobble.
Third day in a row, waking up in a different state. This morning we're in Illinois. My original game plan was to be in Illinois at the start of my tag. I was second guessing that plan, being that I got to Kentucky a day later than I planned to because of the weather. And yesterday, I had birds going. I didn't kill a bird. I didn't really work a bird. And I would have loved to stick around another day and figure stuff out, because I think I could have been a lot closer to where I needed to be in the morning. And I learned a lot about the terrain and stuff. So I feel like another day in Kentucky would have greatly assisted me. However, I didn't want to cut into the number of days I have on this tag. After I hunt Illinois and I wanted to keep focused on Arkansas, I'm hoping to still have time for Kentucky. Got a little history with Illinois. My dad went to school at Southern Illinois University, so it's kind of neat to be hunting in some of his old stomping grounds, and greatly looking forward to it. As my dad put it, I hope the turkey population's doing a lot better now than it was then, but we'll see.
It's not a very good gobbling day. They ain't being very good about gobbling. Best I can figure, I've heard two birds. One's right there. One's up here. This one's gobbled twice. This one's gobbled one time. They're both a really long ways away. I got a feeling I'm gonna head that direction and never strike them. But I got across a pretty big creek. I just don't know what else is between me and them. Why I've been a little reluctant to go chase. If those birds barely gobbled, how many are not gobbling, you know? On the other side of this creek, but if you look behind me, that is thick, thick, thick. Sounds like they're going down that way. I'm gonna try to run up on this side. Maybe they got a spot up there they cross a little easier, I don't know. We're getting wet. Apparently it wasn't. That's great. This one looks significantly deeper. And he's over there. Worst part is, not even gobbling that much. Came up over the rise. Was getting about where I thought this bird should have been. I saw a turkey down at the bottom. It was close enough. It probably saw me. But it didn't bust out. It just kind of slowly worked away. sit for a little bit. Another guy. I don't know if I came in on him or I've been on this bird for a while. That's the first I heard him call. But his barking here is a lot closer to it than mine is, so very likely he's been on it all morning bitching at me. Anyway, I'm gonna get away from him. Drop over this ridge. Work down the creek. Well, I walked away from that bird. Partially because that other gentleman was over there. That was the big part. Kind of working my way back to my truck, and I heard a gunshot from that direction. He might have killed him. In which case, good for him. I'm going to celebrate the win here. I believe there to be multiple birds. Maybe he filled his only tag this week and will go about his merry way and will not be hunting that bird tomorrow morning. We can hope. Good morning, it's day 2, we're in Illinois. I'm gonna try to get back into that area where I worked that bird yesterday. But I'm on the opposite side of the creek. Hopefully I don't need to swim that creek again, but if I do, so be it. Right down in this hollow from me. On a nice flat bench. He's just down off that. I want to get down with him, but I can't. Sounds like my close birds are going up the other side. Definitely on the ground. They have barely answered me. Doesn't sound like anything's on this side of the creek, so. This is that creek bottom the birds were gobbling in the other day, yesterday, where that guy was that I backed off of yesterday. I was slipping up the main creek, and there's a little ridge right where this creek comes out. Came up and over the ridge, and I peeked down because it's pretty much where that guy was set up yesterday, where I saw the turkey yesterday. And I don't see anything, but there's some cane grass in between me and the birds where I thought they'd be. And I don't see anything, so I yelp, and then I see 3 turkeys like dipping away from me. Like, they did not like me yelping. And I haven't had a whole lot of response today from these birds to the call, like at all. Kind of been frustrating, to be honest. But I got a good feel for the direction that they went, so I got up on the big ridge and came up, worked down around them, and got down into the creek bottom that they headed that direction. I didn't think they'd go too far. And I get down here with them and start working towards where I'd seen them. And as you can see, we got cane. It's pretty thick. Doesn't really look like turkey, but keep slipping down there. Fortunately, there's a 4-wheeler trail, so I'm able to be real nice and quiet. I had to get wet in the creek a little bit. And a crow called, and he gobbled. He gobbled right in this big opening down here. So I get up as close as I dared, and I'm peeking. I don't see him. I'm like, where is this bird? And then right before I'm about to sit down, a crow called again, and he gobbled. He's up on the hill, a little more to the left. And right as I'm about to sit down, I put eyes on him. I'm like, all right, he's 60 yards up that hill. I'm gonna try from here, see if I can get him come this way. But I wasn't gonna give it long. And I let out a real soft yelp. I know he heard it. Nothing. And I'm waiting for him to, to see him, to hear him drum, something, some indication that he's coming my way, and I didn't have it. And I decided my best bet was to kind of put the slip on him, and I would have let him get a good bit that ways, and then I took to my boots and kind of worked up this creek. And the worst part is there's no shade in here, like hardly at all. So half of this I'm doing it in the daylight, and I just kept looking at his back, and I'd peek. I kept my eyes on him as I'm slipping up the woods. He got away from me for a little bit, and there were at least 2 longbeards, and I couldn't see him for the longest time, and I thought I lost him. Kind of picked my pace up a little bit to try to catch up to him, and then I catch movement as he peeks his head up over the little crest of a hill. So I'm like, all right, let him put his head back down. And then I took the opportunity to just kind of get up on him a little bit more. It's like, all right, I know he's right here. I just need to come up a little bit. And before I got over the rise, they're cutting to the left, and they come out. They didn't see me, and they're maybe 30 yards, 35 yards, probably closer to 30, and cutting through. And there's a bunch of little trees, and I had to wait for him to hit an opening, and I yelped to get him to put his head up, which he did. I pulled the trigger and just bam, flinched so bad it wasn't even funny. I cringe at looking at the barrel cam footage of that one, because I know I jerked that gun straight down. I have that problem when I shoot standing up sometimes. And yeah, so shot again and blew apart a little tree, but he went right down. We shoot TSS, and it's not so that we can shoot 60 yards. It's so we can shoot through junk sometimes if we have to, because those kind of situations, that was not my plan, but I'm glad I had it. The more pellets, the merrier in my mind. He's a dang fine bird. Look at that.